Everybody, don't know what happened there. So let's talk about the lawsuit that happened, that got officially changed in August. What it was supposed to do, what it has done. I've done a few videos on this, but in this one, I actually want to talk about how this lawsuit might have actually caused real estate agents to actually get paid more and caused sellers to actually pay more in buyer's agent fees than what they were doing before. So I don't have any notes, but I've had this video in my notes to do as of Tuesday, and I'll talk a little bit of reasons why I wish I would have, made some notes, but I like winging it. So once a month, I always say once with a T, once a month, I have a call with other Dave Ramsey endorsed agents around the country. These are all spread out. Obviously, I'm an endorsed Dave Ramsey agent here in the Knoxville area. But we have it's like a mastermind, right? And, it's a good way for agents to come across how, you got to be like top 1% in your market to be able to do this. But it brings everybody together. You talk kind of best practices, what the market's doing. And really it's a great call. And something that got brought up in this call, because the topic was like difficult conversations that we have to have in this industry. And there's a lot of them, a lot of difficult conversations that we have. So I thought it was a pretty cool topic. But one of the things that we brought up, obviously, was the new lawsuit changes, how the pay works. And some of the agents just had said, difficult time talking about it. And then it actually got kind of sidetracked, and it went into, well, how has it affected your pay? And to my surprise, I'll say I was kind of shocked, because I really hadn't spent much time thinking about it, was that most of the agents actually said that their pay has increased. So not the prices of homes. For the most part, guys, prices of homes are the same or coming down. But that their buyer's agent pay has increased because of these lawsuit changes, which for the most part means the seller is going to pay that. And we just kind of talked about a lot of different things. And there's a term in this industry called steering that was a big deal and kind of played into a part of why if the seller's willing to pay the buyer's agent, it can't be advertised, because then it could look like an agent steering in order to get paid a certain amount and stuff like that. But I think it's a gray term, and the way I look at it, right, is I'm going to help my client whatever they want to do. I'm going to have full, clear communication, clear expectations, clear understanding with them, how it works, how the numbers work, what everything is, how it plays out. And then ultimately, if they tell me based on that, hey, Stephen, I can't afford to pay your buyer's agent fee. So therefore, if a seller in a home is unwilling to pay that, I'm not interested in looking at that home. That's fair. They told me that, not me. I didn't tell them that, right? So it's my job to represent them. And so, if they want to go see a home and it's my job at their direction to say, hey, are you guys willing to pay X amount as a fee? And they say no, I'll go back and say, hey, they said no. So obviously, either the difference in the fee or there's no fee at all and what it costs. And at that point, my person would say, I don't want to look at it, or yes, I still want to look at it, right? They know, right? I'm just giving them the information, right? Because that would impact their ability to purchase the home and their finances. So with kind of this being said, whenever all the other agents are actually saying my pay is getting better and it's getting bigger, and I think it has everything to do with the market in general, right? And I don't know, I think there's always niches in every market, and then there's, sub-market, and you kind of keep looking at things like you got Knoxville, then you got East Tennessee, and then you have Tennessee, and then you have the eastern side of the country, and then you have the whole country. It keeps breaking down to different buckets of what the market's doing. But right now in a slow market, right, buyer's agents kind of have the power. Wow, that was way off the road. And it's not been like this for a while, but buyer's agents have the power right now because there's a ton of listings that aren't selling. And I was just thinking of actually the direction I got to go because I didn't GPS this. Sorry, I lost train of thought. But because buyers didn't have the power, right? A lot of times, they can charge what would have been a much higher percentage than what it would have been offered previous these lawsuits. And the annoying thing about all this stuff, and the lawsuits designed to be like full transparency and all this stuff. However, it's still like basically somewhere in the fine print, and I don't even understand it. But we can't talk about it. I, as an agent, can't get on here and just say, yes, this is my percentage. Yes, this is my professional fees, because I can get in trouble. That makes no sense. Where if you call an attorney and say, hey, what's your fee or this, that, and the other, right? They can disclose that. I can't disclose that. And the reason is, and again, there's probably a very politically correct reason that talks about, negotiations and protecting consumers, blah, blah. But I'll be honest, probably the real reason is it allows the shady, shitty agents to con you into getting in front of you and to charging you way more than what you would have to pay for another agent. The people have the money for marketing and advertising. People have the money to get in front of the most leads. They can charge the highest amounts of commission. They're the ones that don't want other agents, such as myself, disclosing what their charges are and their fees, because I'll be honest, if that was, they probably wouldn't have no business. People would not want to use them. But when they're able to get in front of somebody and it's that client, that customer has no clue what the expectation of pay is, and then they have these scripts and trainings on how to trick them into signing it, and now they're in a 6-month agreement, blah blah blah. I could go on and on about all this crap. I can't stand that. But anyways, that's why it's designed. But it's weird that, again, the lawsuit came out. It's supposed to be transparent. We can't talk about it. So I wish I could talk about it. I wish I could tell you, but I can't. I think it would be in my benefit to tell you. It'd be my benefit for you to know what other people charge versus what I charge, and along with the type of service that we provide, all of that. I mean, which I can talk about that. I think you guys know a lot of just in my videos, the customer service and the customer experience that we talk about all the time. But it's given, not sidetracked there, but with the power being in the agent's hand, right? The agent now can sometimes swindle a buyer, I'll say that, into, signing this agreement, and maybe it's got a pretty large percentage on there. And they're saying, hey, listen, you know what? I'm gonna try to get the seller to pay for it. Obviously, if not, we can probably renegotiate this. That's probably how a lot of the conversations go. And they're going in with offers, because I've seen it, but on the seller side now 2 times already. This is a quick turnaround to where my seller in my contract with them disclose what they're willing to pay. Now, I can't advertise that, but if an agent calls me, I can tell them. But it was more than what my seller was willing to pay on paper. However, slow market, people are open to offers and negotiation. So based on the offer, even with the higher percentage, it's a good offer. And so it ultimately comes down to the seller's walkaway numbers, because who cares? Who cares? And I'm just going to use this. I can use examples. Who cares if you're paying an agent? I'm not going to use a percentage, because everything's pretty much a percentage these days. But $10,000, and then they want to put $15,000 paid to them in the contract, but you only agreed to pay $10,000, but yet the offer is $5,000 better. The money's a wash, right? So who cares really what the agents are getting paid? It's the seller's walkaway that all that really matters. And I don't care. I mean, I would almost be willing. You could probably go through, unless it's our own listing, listings that we do on the buyer side. I bet you go through, and I bet 80%, 90% of those, the other agent's getting paid more, and the other 10-20% it's a 50-50 split. That's pretty much how it'll go. Or sometimes maybe it's a family member or owner agent, something like that doesn't show. But we're always on the cheapest side of it, and I'm happy to be there. But knowing this, that hey, listen, I have the power now as a buyer's agent going to this, right? I could put that in there for that seller to pay me more than what they were paying before. And sellers are agreeing to it because the offer's still good, right? They were still open to negotiation. So I thought it was pretty wild, and maybe kind of think on it a little bit more, but I wrote it down. I was like, hey, I need to do a video on this, because this whole system was designed to ultimately kind of screw agent commissions and pay, and people thought people get paid too much and all this stuff. Now it's transparent. Now you don't have to pay this X percentage anymore, this high. You can negotiate lower, but it's actually coming to find out, based on market conditions, that sellers are actually paying more. And I know for sure if it was previous on both of my deals, it was previous, that agent would not have asked for more. They would not have done it. They would have gotten paid what they got paid. But now, since it's not disclosed, they have to ask for the amount. They're starting to ask for more, and if the seller renegotiates, hey, sure, all right, we'll take that. But sometimes the seller accepts it. And I think that's what's going on. Now, if you flip this and we went back to a 2021 market, it might be the opposite, right? It might be sellers not paying hardly little to no buyer's agent fee because everything's selling so quickly. Everything is multiple offers. So buyers are having to pay their own agent. That's something for buyers to keep in mind. Hey, listen, right now, probably 99% chance seller's going to pay your buyer's agent fee. But come a good market, especially a market with low inventory, things are moving, low interest rates, you're buying a $300,000 house. Depending on how it breaks down, I mean, you might be bringing, I don't know, I'm just going to throw out numbers, anywhere between $6,000 and $12,000 extra to pay your agent, because that seller has 5 offers, and 2 of those offers there's no buyer's agent fee, which again increases their walkaway, which is ultimately what matters. But thought I'd shoot a little video on that. I thought that was just a very unique find and interesting to hear that with agents across the country, that they're actually getting paid more. Because of this, because I know for sure that was not the plan. That was not the thought behind everything, but I knew it. I knew agents are not going to get screwed, especially the good ones that do well. Like, our pay is not going to decrease. But anyways, if you ever have questions, guys, always feel free to holler. Have a good one.